Hey, it's me again, here to do another pick-a-card reading. The theme of this one I'm calling Enemy Interference, which I know sounds funny, and it's like, why dwell on negativity, blah blah blah, but the truth is that, as my friend said yesterday, haters gonna hate, a very profound and true statement, and I have seen situations where things that happen to people come from other people that mean them ill will. It just is true. It's just a thing. And the reason I feel like a reading like this is helpful to look into that is that sometimes the ways that we feel bad about ourselves and the judgments that we have about ourselves actually come from other people. Like, sometimes someone will just say something mean to you, or be mean to you, or even people gossiping. That's actually a form of cursing, is like talking shit about someone. Those types of situations can, whether they're coming through psychically or whether they're happening in the physical, we can often internalize them, and then we think that those judgments are real and from ourselves, when they're really not. And the reason that it's important to find out whether what's happening is coming from you or not is it makes it easier to heal when you can pinpoint the problem. Like, if you have been struggling with something about yourself or something in your life that's not working and you think it's your fault, but then you find out that you've internalized something from someone else, you can let it go. You can go, oh, that's not mine. Which is a great tool in rituals, is to give things back, or to put things out and purge things that you're like, this isn't mine. This was like a mean family member that, never thought I was worth shit. Or this was a jealous friend, like frenemies, or someone who felt slighted by you, or just maybe people gossiping about you, or people that are jealous of you. And I feel like if we can get some more insight in specific situations, whether you're feeling bad or you think that's happening or you're not sure, or you're curious about someone that you thought maybe is being fake, hopefully you can get some insight on that, and then you can heal. Okay, let's get straight to it. First pile is, I'm going to use this bracelet. It's a bracelet made of a couple different metals, but one of them is rhodium. And rhodium is not only a very magical metal, but it's very protective. So I felt like that's a good representation for if you're dealing with bad vibes. The first pile is rhodium. The next is my little solidarity pin. LGBTQ plus solidarity. So that's pile number 2. Then pile number 3, I have this Abraxas pendant. Abraxas is a representation of the idea of like the supreme being, or all of spirit, like all the planets, everything put together in one crazy mixed up looking guy. So pile 3 is the Abraxas pendant, and let's get into it. So, starting with the rhodium bracelet, if that's the one you picked, we're gonna see what kind of interference you could be getting from haters. Okay. The first thing that jumps out at me is this guy. Oh, that gnome! Look at his face. And I think this guy is a troublemaker, honestly. I'm going to look him up, but I think that's like a first indication that there is some sort of troublemaking happening. We also have the Four of Cups, and the Four of Cups is a sad card. The Four of Cups is, you might be depressed, and you might not know why, but you're feeling bad, and you're feeling kind of down in the dumps, and you're feeling like nothing is lighting you up right now, like nothing is sparking your interest. It's kind of like being stuck in a rut, slow-moving, stagnant confusion. We have the Page of Cups, and This card is different than other pages. It doesn't look like a normal page card. Usually the Page of Cups is like a young person with a cup. It usually has to do with some sort of love offer. But this, if I go more by the image on the card, I feel like this is a little more, it's like these people that are trying to get to this cup, but this guy is being greedy. Like someone's hogging everything for themselves and not letting other people in or excluding other people. And then we have two cards here that can represent personalities. And one of them is the Queen of Swords. So this could be the person that you're dealing with that is bothering you. Queen of Swords, I like the Queen of Swords, but like, you know, Queen of Swords is very cutting, can be very cutting with their words. So someone might have said some shit to you that really, really hurt. And especially because in this deck, if you do know Game of Thrones, if you don't, ignore this, but if you do know Game of Thrones, this character is not a nice person. Cersei Lannister is not nice. She is ruthless. She'll do anything to get what she wants. So there may be a person around you that's doing that. And when you think about this greedy person here, Cersei Lannister would be a good example, this Queen of Swords, of someone who's greedy. And you have the Four of Cups. So there are these cups that are here, but someone's hogging all of them and not giving you access somehow. It's almost like a gatekeeping feeling to me, like someone's sitting and blocking you from something because they want for themselves. Maybe you and this person want something similar and they are trying to block you. The other card here we have is the Elk, and that's a very good card. That's a very grounded energy, a very stable, and also like nurturing. It's sort of like a father card. So even though you have this person here that's fucking with you, there is this good other person here too. So I feel like that's an example, that's like an indication that there is someone maybe you should lean on. I don't know. I don't believe that an interaction with the person that doesn't like you is going to help, but you might want to rely on someone who does like you and supports you, which is easier said than done, but like try to see if someone fits more into that category. In fact, I will look that card up right now. I'll look up the Elk. I've looked it up like 1,000 times, but somehow I'm not thinking of everything related to that card at the moment. So, here we go. Stable, resilient, headstrong. Also, this could be you. This could totally be you. Maybe this is your advice. Your advice is to just be strong. And, again, easier said than done, but just trust yourself and stand your ground. Stand your ground and stand up for you and what you think is right. But again, the Father, Earth element, underlying support and stability amidst life's many changes. Fully established in themselves and knows their core values. They become known and respected for acting in ways that uphold those values. Sometimes the Elk's ego can become inflated, but for the most part they make damn good fathers, mothers, lovers, and friends. The world needs more Elk energy. Supportive, kind, and consistent. Eat and drink more consciously. That's true. If you are feeling bad, you might not be taking care of yourself, so it's important to be healthy. I feel like this Earth element thing is the thing for you. It's like, take care of your body, take care of yourself. But if you were... I would say this is a confirmation. Like, if you were worried that there was this person here blocking you from something that they feel like... I don't know, it could be jealousy. I mean, Cersei Lannister, I keep going back to the show, but that's really what's coming through to me is, like, that attitude of, like, jealousy and greed and, like, someone wanting to take everything from themselves and exclude everyone else. And they just don't give a fuck. If they get what they want, they don't care. And I don't even necessarily... I don't know... I don't know if this is someone you know really well personally or not, because sometimes you can have someone like this who's blocking you, and if you can't think of who it is, it might be someone that sees you but you don't see them. That's possible. But I'm going to look up the gnome card before I move on. So yes, I would say for this person, there is someone blocking you, and they might be a jealous person. And the thing is, the Page of Cups, even though this doesn't look like a normal Page of Cups card, it can mean a love offer. So if you feel like this is relationship oriented, like if the elk is either you or if it's someone else that you like or something and this other person likes them, it could be a situation kind of like that, you know, there's some sort of love or relationship issue and this person is trying to block you from it. Oh, that gnome. Trickster. Creative chaos. Alright, so yeah. The gnome here. Oh, that gnome. Oh, that gnome. Creating chaos. Why? Why, gnome? It's time to leap into the air, letting the earth turn beneath you and discover where you come down again. Reasonable risks are okay. Even unreasonable risks are probably okay. Use your head and look before you leap, of course, but do so understanding that the actual jump is likely to be very rewarding. No guarantees, but then there never really are anyway, no matter how pretty the paper they seem to be printed on and the scroll work around the edge. In a reading, that gnome tells us that the forces of chaos are at work. Yeah, so, yeah, there is stuff happening. If we're talking about enemy interference or interference in general, yes. For you, yes. Things may not be as they seem, and this may very well be a good thing. Look for the unexpected, find the opportunity in it, and go for it. He says that no matter how confusing things may seem, there is a way to make them better, but it is a creative way, one you haven't tried before. He says, think amazing new thoughts. I'm glad I did that card last, because that's your advice. I feel like you just need to do you, and I think it can be good confirmation to know, like, yeah, someone is trying to block you from whatever it is you want. And cups can be creative as well. It doesn't have to be a relationship. It can be work in a creative way. Someone is blocking you, but you just need to stand firm, lean on the supports that you have, and, like, take risks. Like, really do you. Don't just stand your ground. Like, move forward with what you want to do. And, like, fuck this person, honestly. Like, just... Sometimes it can be helpful to know, like, yeah, they're there, but keep doing your thing. So, yeah, okay. I'm gonna keep going now to the next pile, but maybe that resonated. If you want to know more, get a reading from me. We're gonna do pile 2. Pile 2 is the little solidarity pin. So if you pick that one, here we go. Oh my goodness, 2 things right off the bat similar. Look at that. Butterfly and Singer of Transfiguration. So that's some crazy rebirth energy right there. Right away. And then we got wish fulfillment. Then we got the Ace of Wands. This is very good. This is very positive. We're doing an enemy or haters reading, but you've got really good cards here. The one negative card you have is the 8 of Cups, and that has to do with leaving something. Something you built that you're leaving behind. And there's all these people here kind of watching you walk away and kind of being like, what the hell? So I feel like this situation could be a toxic group of people. And I think that it's not just one person. I think there's a lot of people around you that even if they mean well, they aren't good for you. It's time for you to transform through moving away from this group. And I feel like looking at this reading, I talked a lot during the last reading, but this one is pretty, like, straight ahead. It's just like, you're going to walk away from this situation with these toxic people, and you're going to start something awesome and brand new. And it's going to lead to a wish fulfillment, abundance, emotional abundance. We got another, by the way, this number 11, come up in a couple readings. The number 11 is a special number. I don't have time to go into numerology right now, but just check that out if you want to look up more about what those magic numbers mean. And like I said, the butterfly, transformation, rebirth, going in the cocoon, coming out again. I think this is you coming out of the cocoon. I think you were in a cocoon and now you're coming out. And you're leaving that behind. I'm going to look up the Singer of Transfiguration also to get a little more here. Oh my god, here it is. Transformation, transcendence, metamorphosis. This is crazy that came out with the butterfly card. I'm going to, at the same time, look up the butterfly card, too, because that's too funny that they both came out. So, undergoing great change and transformation. Periods of transition. Let solid friends and activities support you like a cocoon. Since transition is accompanied by some amount of discomfort, be extra patient and kind during this time, especially if the butterfly is you, which I think it is. You are transforming after leaving a group of toxic people. That's what this looks like to me. So I don't think you have to really worry about too much anymore. I think that you do have bad vibes and kind of like squirrely energy coming at you from people, and I think that maybe they wanted you to be part of their crew, and they wanted to, like, keep you. Like, they wanted to keep you, like, a person collector. And again, I think it's more than one person. I don't think it's just one. I think it's a group. And they wanted you to be part of their group, but that meant you not being your whole self. Like, you had to give up part of who you were to be part of this crew, and it finally didn't work for you, and you're leaving, and it's going to be great. Leaving is the right... If you're thinking about leaving a situation, if you're not sure if people have your best interest at heart, then, yeah, you should move on. This says, so we're looking at the Singer of Transfiguration, very powerful card, powerful transformation. Jackpot! This card in a reading signifies the joy of success after a time of struggle. I mean, jackpot? I just said a wish fulfillment? I mean, come on. A new way of life has been accepted and is being integrated. A sense of inner peace is growing. The struggle has all been worth it. This is a time of consolidation and joy, and is both a reward for past achievements and a time of preparation for the next climb up the path. So whatever path you've been on, you did the right thing or you're doing it, or if you're thinking of leaving the situation, you are on the right track, and everything good is going to happen when you do that, and it's going to transform you. You're going to feel like you were so restricted before, and you won't realize how much these other people have been draining you till you walk away. So, walk away! Transform. Transform. I just love that. I love those two images. And then you get a new wish fulfillment. That's pretty awesome. Great. We're going to move on to number 3. Number 3 was the Abraxas pendant here. So if you picked that one, let's see what's going on for you. Dragonfly. And Ace of Swords. These are both having to do with mental clarity. Oh my god, we got a butterfly again. This one's still in the cocoon. 6 of Swords, moving away into something smoother. This is not as super happy as that last reading. That last reading was just really like, everything's gonna be great. This one is, there's more conflict here, but it's similar in this way of like, you're transforming and you're moving away from a bad situation. We also have Tome the Poet, which I have to look him up because I can't remember what his deal is. But let's start with the Dragonfly. Dragonfly, Dragonfly, where are you? Oh my goodness. I hate when you have to wait for me looking for things. Okay, here it is. No, no, that's not it. Shit. There it is. Okay, got it. Master of Light, Illusion, and the Mind. I said the mind, right? There's an air card in this deck. Dragonfly is an ancient and ethereal creature that awakens a sense of wonder in all. The dragonfly is a symbol of the mind, as it is always moving, shimmering, shifting, and changing. When the dragonfly card appears, it's worth considering the quality of your mind and perception. Are they restless or still, dreamlike or crystal clear? What did I say? Clear mind. The situation at hand may be different than it appears at first glance, so there's something else going on that you're not seeing. The dragonfly reminds us to calm the mind so the light of wisdom can shine through. You want to focus on your breath and calm a restless mind. And I think that's what's going to release you from the cocoon. And well, actually, the cocoon is part of it. This is you getting quiet so you can have clear thoughts. Because that's what you need to do. Because you need to move forward. So, if you are... I feel like this card, Ta'om the Poet, is going to tell us more about what you need clarity on. So that might be the next advice card, actually. Because you need to think clearly. And I think you probably are... You're getting there. Because you're still in the cocoon, you're not the butterfly stage like the person before this. They already came out of the cocoon and they're leaving. You're still in the cocoon. You're still trying to get clear. So, I feel like I don't see any specific people interfering with you right here, but there is some conflict that's happening. So I'm going to look at Ta'om the Poet, and we'll see what your advice might be. Because you need to get clear in your mind and move forward. I don't necessarily know if this is as toxic of a situation as group number 2 was leaving. For them, it was like a toxic group. And let's see what your situation is. Ta'om the Poet. Clear sight! Are you kidding me? Clarity? Clarity, clarity, clarity? Clear sight, poetry, erotic energy, not getting into serious mischief. Not getting into serious mischief. Just want to kind of absorb this really quick. Okay, so if you are a creative person, this is related to creativity, people who have an inclination for writing, poetry, adventure, fantasy, or anything else. Possibly the only thing he ever gets very serious about is his writing, and he will spend all the time he needs searching for just the right word. Oh, interesting. Because swords have to do with communication. Mind and communication are linked. So this is not only about clear thoughts, this is about clear speech. This is about thinking about your words and saying the right thing. When Ta'om turns up in a reading, his presence suggests that youthful spirits and energy abound. This is a time to do exciting things and to tackle projects you've been waiting to do, but for which you perhaps felt you didn't have the time or energy. It may even be the time to write about them, but you probably need to do them first. This is like moving forward. Clear sight, moving forward, and communication. You may also find yourself thinking about romance and deciding that you want more of it in your life. I think that you're in this cocoon deciding that. I don't know if you're sure about that yet. This doesn't necessarily mean looking for someone new. It might well involve putting some romantic phase into a relationship that's become overly routine. So, this is interesting. I feel like Ta'om is deceptive because he looks like he's kind of aloof and not really interested. But he actually is usually playing a trick on you. Like, he seems really aloof, but then he's gonna tell a joke or surprise you in some way. So, I'm not necessarily getting a specific person that's against you in this. I think this might be one of those situations where I do think there is an energy around you that maybe isn't the best for you, even if it's not completely toxic. But I think that right now might be one of those situations, and I was wondering if this would come up, that you're a little bit of your own worst enemy. Like, this might be you battling your thoughts, and you trying to figure out which direction to go and what things are, like, how to clear your mind. Oh my goodness, sorry, my phone's beeping, an interruption. That didn't clear my mind. But yeah, I think that you just need more introspection, meditation, because I think you need to figure out what you want. And I think that you're just fighting your brain about what you really want and what you really need. But I feel like this card means that you're going to move forward. Like, you're already moving forward. So even if you're not out of this cocoon yet, and more swords, you know what I mean? Swords, communication, mind. This is like you're trapped in your mind. You're trapped in your head. And this guy, you know, even the facial expression looks like dreamy, like you're trapped in your head. You need to make some sort of decision, and that decision is going to move you forward. So yeah, I think this last pile, I think you're your own worst enemy, which I can totally relate to that. So, hope this resonated. Talk to me if you want a personal reading. Check my page on Facebook where I have other readings. I'm on Instagram. I write weekly astrology posts on Instagram. You can email me for personal readings, questions. If you like the video, like it, leave me a comment. I always like hearing from people, and thanks for listening.